Alrighty, guys. Hi, Facebook. How are you doing? Hi, YouTube. How are you guys doing? Let's make sure that y'all can see what's over here, okay? Sorry, guys. See, I need some advice. See, I tried to buy this stand that I have now for the counter so y'all can see me better instead of being on the tripod and seeing my back when I'm up here. But it does bring you closer and it does help a little bit. But what the problem is, it doesn't help a lot. I mean, like, y'all can't really see this pan. When I'm cooking, you can see the pan and my face, but not too much um, what's inside the pan. Now, there are some people that I'm following that are cooks, and sometimes their posts are like only 15 minutes or less because they edit out a lot of stuff. They don't do the whole thing with talking and like I do. But that's not even the point. The point is you can see them cooking. You can see what's in their pots and everything, from all the food to everything. And I'm trying to figure out how to make that work because this one I can't. I've got it down as far as it can go. And if I try to bring this, like, I can try to back up and get myself in there. But if I bring it to like this, hold on. Hold on. If I bring it to like this, let me go back a little bit. Kind of like that. It might fall. It might fall forward. But you can. Oh well, you can actually see the chicken, right? Okay. So what's going to happen here is I am going to, as soon as I just preheated the oven, so it's going to take a minute. I'm going to put the chicken in. I'm going to turn it back around because I forgot to flip it. I was going to do it at 2:30 and then, after an hour or so, I was going to flip the chicken because I wanted the other side to make sure it was down in there. But I'm just going to leave it to like that. And when I go to put it in the oven, I'll real quick turn the chicken back around because it's on its backside. Like, oh, well, the oven's done. It said 325. Let me make sure that's what it said. It should be. But let's just double check. Okay. Yep, 325. So, okay, this is the fork. I just turned the chicken around when I took it out. I just wanted it to, but I want breast up. Breast face up. Okay? 20 minutes. This will cook for 40 minutes. But I am going to, does it say? Oh, it says turn halfway through cooking. So I could have left it. Okay. So let's do this again. I'm going to put it back. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm going to put it on its backside again. My show, The Wrestling, is already on. When it came on, it was already 20 minutes started. I think that's because they're in Saudi Arabia. They go to other countries sometimes to do their wrestling. But they did, and I forgot that it may start sooner, so I'm kind of missing it. I can look over there and see a little bit, but I can always rewatch it. Or if it's going to be that bad where I want to sit down and watch it, then I'd have to go back on Thursdays. No, never mind, guys. This is Monday. I don't know why I was thinking it was Friday. This is Monday. Yeah, the Monday Night Wrestling is on Netflix. I'm only missing it because It normally starts at 7. So on Mondays, I make sure the time that I cook, I'll be able to get done cooking by 7. When I cook on Fridays, I'm going to end up cooking between 2:30 and 3 anyways, because that's my husband works, so that's not a problem. Okay, so I'm going to put this in. Okay, so now, timer. All right, 40 minutes. I'm going to go get the chair. We're going to sit down and we are just going to conversate. You come on here. I'm going to put this back where it is now. But I'm going to just tilt it back just for my talking. Okay? I'll put it right back where it was afterwards. Let me go get the chair. If you've been watching my lives for a long time, you would know, not when I was living in the hotel, but the one before that, my apartment, I had a chair this tall. It's like a bar stool chair tallness. Brownie sees something outside. Anybody here? No, let's see. Let's do this. Okay, there is my Cash App. The star comment is pinned right now, but I'm going to pin the Cash App, and the star comment is in the comments if you want to read it. Okay? Let me put the... Oops, I messed up. I always forget to tap on the chat box on my computer for YouTube. Just a spam call. Okay. So now, I got everything. Okay. Finishing up my Sprite. Okay. So, let me make sure that I can see the computer as well. I want to double check if anybody comes on YouTube. So, put that over there. I'm going to bring the computer like right up here. I know that you can see the screen for my iPad. Now let's turn you guys around this way so you can see me. We'll turn it back the other way so you can see. Oops. My sandal fell off. But like I was saying before, if you've seen my other videos, I had a chair like this, but it was a little looking different, and it was one that could spin around. And I used to put my computer on there, bring it towards the kitchen, because like when you walk out the kitchen, there was a dining room right next to the kitchen. I would bring the chair up, put the computer on the chair. That was the best place to put it. And then put my phone at first, but then iPad once I got the iPad. But put my iPad on the counter somehow I did, or something like that. And that's how I did it. Now, when you're looking, if you're on Facebook, you know, behind me, you just see the exit to the kitchen. Okay? Bring it down a little bit. Okay. Okay. So, how is everyone doing today? I think I forgot to say it in my other video. I know I did. So I'm going to say How are you doing? Say hi if you come on. Say hi. Comment hashtag replay if you're watching the replay so I can see how many people are watching after, how many people watched this after I posted it. Okay? Hey Shannon, how are you doing? We're just conversating. Um, all I've done so far was I took the chicken out of the refrigerator. I was preheating my oven. Now it's in the oven. It takes 40 minutes in the oven. It is now 36 minutes left. When it gets down to 20 minutes, um, hold on. That's why. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay. I was gonna put it on 20, so when it goes off, it reminds me to start the rice, and then I'll put it on another 20. But what I did was I turned it off, and since it was already on 35, I put it on 15 because I was going to do 20 and 20. So when it goes off, not only will I remember to cook the rice, start the rice, also I have to take the chicken out, and it says turn it one time. It wants me to turn it. So when it goes off, I'll take it out, I'll turn the chicken and put it back in for another 20 minutes. And then I'm going to start the rice because the rice usually takes about 15 minutes. So hopefully once that once I start the second 20 minutes, I can have the rice ready to go and get it turned on so it can boil and be done almost the same time as the chicken. But once the chicken's done, I got to test, it's, you don't want it to be no longer pink, it says, but I'm going to test it with my meat thermometer and make sure it's between 160 and 165. 165 is the temperature of chicken. I can't remember what the temperature is supposed to be for any other meat, but chicken I sure do because I do it a lot. It's 165, and you can take it out the pan, the oven, where however you're cooking at 160, and let it set for a few minutes or 5 minutes, and it will raise the temperature a little bit because it's still cooking inside because it's hot. So you can do that. You can take it out. You can have it at 160 and then let it set for a little while. Yeah, you can do that. So how have you been today, Shannon? How has your day been going? Anybody else going to come on? It is hot. Well, it's not super hot outside today, um, but usually it's hot outside. So you would appreciate the cool air inside your house, and I do because if it wasn't on, it would be like it would get like 80 plus up in here. But being in the kitchen where I stand or I'm sitting, the uh the vent is like right up there where I'm pointing straight up, kind of angled like my arm. And then when we sit in the living room, the air conditioner vent is right in the middle of the living room, like literally right there where we can feel the air coming out of it. It's more like a square vent. It's not those long rectangle looking ones. It's more like a square. And the one in the living room is right there. So if you're sitting on the couch, you can feel the air coming right from it. Same thing with this one in the kitchen. I can feel it, and it's making me a little chilly. It does. If you sit there long enough, right under the vent, or right like almost under it, you can feel that cold air, and you get a little chilly, and then you're gonna want to put a blanket on. I'll tell you, it doesn't matter how hot it is outside. Now, it feels good when you first come in if you're coming in from like 100-degree weather, but oh, cool. Well, I have a tall fan. I have two fans. I have a white one and a black one. I have one that's not super tall. It's kind of, if I'm standing up in front of it, um I can just feel it on my lower half of my body. Okay. But one in my room, it's way taller and the air comes out of there much better. And a lot of times I'll turn it on just the first one, the lowest setting at night, and have it blowing towards me while I'm sleeping. Sometimes it gets a little chilly with that fan on, but when I turn it off, then the air kind of feels kind of, you know, a little hot, but not much, just a little kind of warm. So I keep it on and just keep covered up, and it feels good. And the only thing good about that vent being where it is in this kitchen is when I'm cooking, especially when I'm cooking on the stove, and sometimes I'm sweating and I'm hot, and I haven't been sweating where sweat is dripping off me, but um, that vent, when the cool air comes through it, actually feels good because it gets really hot in the kitchen. But in the living room, it doesn't get super hot. But there are times when I come out of my kitchen from cooking and I am like hot. I'm like this. I'm like, and I get real hot. Or sometimes, as we know, ladies, these hot flashes I be getting, I be like, and I be so hot, and I literally be sweating because I'm hot. And then I be asking my husband, "Is it hot in here?" He'd be like, "No." And one day, my husband's mom came over here to drop something off or something. And I asked her, I said, "Is it hot in here?" She said, "No." And I was sweating because I was having a hot flash. But that's when I turn that little white fan on I have. And when I sit on the couch and it blows towards me and it feels so good. But then when it starts to feel a little cold, I turn the fan off and I'm good. Actually, the hotness has gone away. It just takes like 5 or 10 minutes of me leaving the fan on. And then it kind of cools me down. Them hot flashes are just crazy. Hi, Miss Debbie. I love you too. Babe, I don't know if you're watching, but Miss Debbie was on. Yeah, Thomas out there watching TV. I told him you were on here. I don't know if he's on here. He put a thumbs up. We love you and miss you, Miss Debbie. What you been up to? Sorry if I keep going like this. There's these little bugs. They're little black bugs. I mean, they're so tiny. They're probably as tiny as the pinhead on a needle. The needle you sew with, the little sharp end. Yeah, they're probably that tiny, if not just a tad bit bigger, but barely. And they keep flying around, and if they're annoying, it's not a fly, but I don't know what those are and how to get rid of them. Sometimes I'll see a bunch flying around over the counter. So it's like sometimes if you have a drink, you know, if you're not drinking it, you might want to keep something over top of it. But and sometimes I'll be sitting there on the couch, and then all of a sudden I go like this because it kind of flew up. Oh, I did that too hard. Whew. Sometimes it'll fly up right to the beginning of the nose, and I have to, before it goes too far, and it comes out. It just does that, and it'll land on. I am so annoyed with these things, and I try to get me and my husband to close the door to the back, to like, I'll say balcony or porch, whatever you want to call it. Like if I'm on a second floor or higher, I call it balcony, but I call it like a porch if we're on the lower floor. But anyways, try to close the door because I don't know if they're coming from outside, but I've never really had this problem. You know, I've had other bugs like flies or stuff coming in, but not these little black. See, they're all over, and I am so annoyed with them. If anybody knows what they are, comment below. But they are the tiniest things. You can barely see them. And they're black and they're annoying. If I knew some kind of remedy to put something out to kill them, or some kind of trap something, but they be flying around and they be getting annoying. I don't see them. I don't have problems too much with them in the bedroom. It's mostly in the kitchen because that's where the food is, and in the living room when I'm sitting down just watching TV. I'm always swatting them away or trying to do this so they don't go up my nose. Like, see, I can see it. And it's not like a roach. It's not a roach. Roaches are bigger. These are just little tiny things. They fly. Like, you try to smack them, kill them, and they just fly. You think you saw one? If you see one, then that's amazing because they are that tiny. You know, like the needle you sew with, hand sew with, they're as tiny as that, the pinpoint on that needle. They may be a tad bit bigger, but barely. That's how little they are. You can definitely see them if they're like crawling on the counter or somewhere, but when you go to hit it, it flies away. Every once in a blue moon, I have gotten one. Yeah. They're just annoying. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it lands on the edge of my iPad. See, there it goes. They land on the edge of my iPad. Okay, there's 4 minutes left. And then I got to take the chicken out and flip it around and start on the rice. And then once I have the rice going, then I'll sit down and talk again. But it should only be like 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look it up. I'm going to Google it and see if I can get some ideas on the best way to clean the drains. Because when we moved into our apartment, when we lived in June of 23, and we stayed there all the way till May of 24 before we went to the extended stay, the hotel. When we first moved in, we had what do they call these bugs? I forgot what they were called. They had certain names, and I read on it and saw some stuff to put out in a bowl, and I did that, and you would see a lot of them die inside there. And to clean the sink, it was something about, was it baking soda, and then something about pouring some hot boiling water down the sink? Because I don't think they're gnats. Gnats, don't they come from, not like too much stuff in your trash or could those? I don't think those are gnats. Gnats are a little bigger than that. I'm going to have to look that up, but I think gnats are a little bigger than that. But I'm going to Google it tonight and see what ideas I can get or good ways to clean the drain. I want to clean the drain anyways. I want my drain smelling good anyways. So, yeah. Oh, yeah? Look. Red, blue, and white. This is, shoot. I just forgot the brand. It's a famous brand. Oh, Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger? That's what this is. I bought it some years ago, or yeah, some years ago, and it's a full dress. It's a full dress. It goes like it doesn't go all the way to my knees, but it just comes a little bit before that. Um, hold on, guys. I got a phone call. 1 second, guys. Hello, this is her. I will probably pay it online either Wednesday or Thursday when we get paid, if that's okay. You can call on Thursday because sometimes the paycheck doesn't come until like late Wednesday. All right, thank you. Bye bye. My car insurance. I saw it on there. It said Amex because I saved it. Yes, that was my car insurance. They just wanted to give me a courtesy call that I'm past due on my car insurance, which past due would have been only 1 day. I think it was due yesterday. I don't know. I told them that I would pay it on Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Thursday because my husband usually gets paid Wednesday night. I said I would pay it online. Oh, sitting up there on the chair, it made my leg hurt. Okay, so let's take out the chicken. Um, I said she can call me back Wednesday. She says, I think they may charge on there, but it benefits our office if we collect payment. That's what she said. I'm crossing my fingers we got it because I have one issue and I don't know what to do. I have okay, so this is a fork. I'm gonna flip it around. I have one issue. My dogs don't have the insurance they had. Well, that Brownie had because Max. Oh, why did I say Max? I don't know. I don't know why I said Max. Max was my daughter's dog that she gave to me. Remember, Shannon? Yeah, I remember, Shannon, because I was always telling you about the dog and what was happening. And then you helped me one day when I took it to the vet when I finally got him. When I went back home to Thomas, and yeah, he was very sick. So, but anyways, okay. So, Jazzy hasn't had insurance yet. Brownie has. The insurance was late. I haven't paid June's, and July's is due tomorrow. So I'm gonna call them and just say I'm canceling because I've got a new insurance that I'm getting. Does your dog have pet insurance, Shannon? Because it would be cheaper. But what happens is normally you got to pay for the service, and then the pet insurance reimburses you whatever percentage you have. Because sometimes they've got 80%, 90%, whatever you choose when you sign up. I always do 90%, and then sometimes there's a deductible at the beginning of the year or however they do their yearly thing, because they do my yearly. They're going to do the new one I'm going to get is they do the yearly thing from the month you sign up to the next month. But same, okay? But so I forgot how much it was going to. I forgot what they said and how much they wanted the first time, and then it'll be a little cheaper the following months. But the insurance that Brownie has right now is going up. It was 85, now it's going up to 109 or 100, something like that. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So, because it was lower than 85 and it went up to 85. So I'm just done. They were good. They're always good. But this one that I'm getting will only be 100 and I can't remember, 60 or 180 or something for both dogs. So that's not too bad. And that includes a lot of stuff. It includes wellness visits, sick visits, dental stuff. It includes a lot of stuff. So that's a good price. How do you like Embrace? Oh, hi, Kate. I didn't see you. Sorry. Hi, how are you doing? I had with my one dog before I got my puppy, I had Trupanion. Have you ever heard of Trupanion? I had what the plan was is every time your dog got seen for something new, you had to pay $100. Or at least $100 up the bill. But if they've been seen before, like if they had an ear infection before and they're being seen for another ear infection, then you wouldn't have to pay that $100. You would just have to pay the fee that you pay when you go see the doctor, and then that they don't cover, and then pay the whole bill, and then they'll reimburse you 90% if you do the 90%. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my rice in and get it started, guys. Okay. So okay, thank you. Oh, did you get off, Shannon? Had to come back on? Because the one that I was gonna go with is called no, I keep wanting to say Support Pets, but that's the place that does emotional support pet notes for you. It's called something like that. This one is a good one. It's supposed to be. What happens with this one is I chose $100 deductible. Okay, that's the cheapest one. Now you can go higher, but of course your price will be lower. But I chose $100 deductible. Okay, I chose $100 deductible. Now the difference between this one and Trupanion was it's $100 deductible. That's it. You pay $100 and that's it for the year. Now it would go from the month that I pay it to the next year of that month. Okay? So I'd only pay $100 deductible. Well, I'd be paying $200 because $100 for each dog, but but I wouldn't have to pay it again. Not Trupanion, you had to pay $100 for each new thing that they were seen for. Okay? But if they've been seen for it before, you didn't have to pay. But anyways, and then what you do is this pet insurance, you call them. When you get the bill, you call them. And I guess, I don't know how it works yet, but I guess you're either going to send them an email with a picture or something of the bill, or what the total of the bill is. And then you wait 15 to 20 minutes. All right, I'm just getting the water for my rice. You wait 15 to 20 minutes, and they will send you the money. Okay, they will send you the money that they saw on the bill. Minus your part, like I'm choosing 90%. So that means that I only have to pay 10%. So if the bill is $500, I only have to pay $50, so they'll send me $450. Unless it's the first time and I haven't paid my deductible for the year, then I would have to pay, let me see, $500. The bill was $500. $400. I'd have to pay $100. So $400, then they do 10%. It's $40. So I'd have to pay $140, and they sent me back like $360. $360. And I pay the vet right there and then with that money. Yeah. Yep. That's how I do it. Okay, so I'm putting butter into the rice. It usually says a teaspoon per cup, just like for the sugar. Salt, it says a teaspoon. Teaspoon per cup of rice. So we're just gonna do this. I put 2 cups of rice in. Okay? Just put a little bit more. Okay? All right. So, yeah. And then, like that. And then the guy told me, because I was on the phone with the guy, trying to get prices. Then, I was told if it's 500, oh, I gotta move this. If it's 500 or less, that means if the bill is 500 or less, you may not get the money right away, but you will definitely get it by the next day. Most likely you'll get it the next day. Sometimes you can get it in 15 to 20 minutes, but if you don't, you'll get it the next day. That means you just have to pay the whole bill and it'll come in the next day. You don't even have to send a claim in because you already sent them proof of the bill. That's only if it's under 500. I don't know why they do it like that, only if it's under 500. But sometimes people do still get the money right away, like in 15 or 20 minutes. So you just have to wait around the vet office for 15 or 20 minutes. But if not, you get it right the next day. So, and if you have enough money to pay them and then leave, because you don't want to wait 15 or 20 minutes, you can do it that way too, but you'll get the money like within 20 minutes. So, yeah. And that's at any vet. There's no particular vet that you got. And I have something called That's good. I'm glad you're doing well. And I'm glad to see you on here. Thank you for coming on here, Kate. So, I'm a part of something called Petco Vital. That's $20 a month. Petco Vital. That's for the store Petco, of course. And they have a vet inside Petco. And being a part of Petco Vital, that fee that you pay to go see the doctor, not even any test, just that fee, I don't have to pay it. I don't have to pay that fee just to go see the vet. Because I have Petco Vital. So that's 60, 70, 80, whatever it is, I don't have to go pay it. Then what it also does is give me 20% off every time I take my dogs to go get groomed. Well, it gives my oldest dog 20% off. Now, my new puppy, to get 20% off for her, I would have to get another Petco Vital just for her because it's included under my oldest dog's name. So you have to get a $20 a month Petco Vital for each dog. But 20%, and my oldest dog, it's around, let's see, 60, no, maybe 70 something. So 20%, that's like 14 something dollars. And then they also give you 3 $5, I won't say coupons, but they're like little things. They're on the Petco website. You have to download them and then they can see them in the computer at the store. They use them for you. 3 $15 things, I forgot, each month. And that's 3 $5 things, which equals $15. You can use it in the store. I never asked if I could use it on the vet, but you probably can. But you can also use it on the groom. So usually when I go get my dog groomed, I use the $15, the 3 $5 things, and the 20% off. So normally I'm paying 40 something, maybe sometimes 50 something. But I'm not paying like 70 or 80 because I always add $5, I always add a tip. But I'm always paying less than 60. And it's way over 60 for the if you didn't have all that. So that's good. Let me get this over here and turn this on. Shoot, it says 10 minutes. So I'm behind with the rice. But anyways, so yeah, that's what I use. I use Petco Vital. And if you don't have dog insurance, you know, and you will go to Petco, and if you were willing to go to Petco, you could still get the Petco Vital for $20 a month. Now that's per dog because each one gives them 20% off. Plus, if you have more than one dog, you'll have more than 150. So if you have 2 dogs, you'll have like $30. Okay, so we're going to sit down. We got 9 minutes on the chicken. 9 minutes. Okay, guys? So, like, if you have 2 dogs and you do Petco Vital twice, that's $40. That's still 2 times $40 for 2 dogs at Petco Vital for the Petco Vital at Petco. It's still cheaper than the one fee they charge me to go see the vet. Because I think their charge is like $60 or $65 just to see the vet. You know? So let's say I took my dog there to get a checkup and I didn't have to pay that fee, and they did like almost like a physical. They checked the dog over, all this stuff. I wouldn't have to pay nothing. Unless they need to do like, I guess I've never taken my 4-year-old dog to get a physical. I didn't know that was a thing for a while. So now once I get this insurance settled, they're both gonna go for wellness checks. But I'm guessing they do blood work and some other tests just to check, make sure they're healthy. Like when we go get a physical, we get blood work. We get a CBC, complete blood count, just to check all our things, check our A1C levels, you know, check our vitamin D, just to make sure we're healthy, you know, and stuff like that. So whatever needs to get done. Because for the, was it for the wellness or it was for the dental? It was one of them. They had a choice where you can get $300, $500, or $700 max that you could spend. Like I think it was wellness. I think that included the medicines. Like since it's wellness, it included like heartworm prevention and flea and tick prevention. So if you get that every month, or every 3 months, or I have a place I go to called Low Cost Pet Vac for the vaccines. They are low cost. Like Brownie, as an adult dog, her package costs about $80. If I were to go to my vet, I'd pay a couple of $100 for all those vaccines. But anyways, I could use them for the vaccines and stuff. But if I do it every month or every 3 months or once a year, because they do have an injection thing that you can do yearly instead of giving them the once a month pill or the every 3 month pill. I know the every 3 month pill is called Bravecto, and the once a month there's one called Simpactico. There's 2 different ones, Simpactico and Simpactico Trio, something like that. But they cover that too. But usually if I want to get them, all I have to do is go there and get it. But since it's that quick, I'd probably just pay for it and then get reimbursed. But both my dogs would probably have to have a heartworm test, because if I don't get the medicine within 30 days of the heartworm test, then I have to have a heartworm test. So, but it's covered all that, right? But I did some math. Okay, guys. Put the lid on, it's boiling, and simmer. All right, so the rice usually takes 15 minutes. So there's 5 minutes left on the timer for the chicken. So once the chicken's done and the timer goes off, I will put another 10 minutes on there for the rice. Okay? And let the chicken sit and rest. Okay? But I don't know if it'll have to go back in. I'll have to test the temperature to make sure it's what it's supposed to be. But anyways, I added up every month for 12 months. If I get the heartworm prevention and the flea and tick and all that prevention monthly, or even yearly or every 3 months, it would still be more than $300 per year now. So I'm like, okay, if I pay for just the $300 wellness max, then I'll go over it and then I'll have to start paying. So I was going to go pick the 500. And he said we could change it at any time. So if I see that I'm getting close to 500 and I want to up it to 700, I can. I would just have to pay a little more. You know, the more percentage that you want the insurance to cover and less deductible, and like the 300, 500, and 700 for the wellness, the higher you want, of course, the more you're going to pay in your insurance. But I guess that's worth it for me because I wouldn't have all that money to pay out. So I need to come up with 100 and something because I already was supposed to start it because I want to cancel Brownie's insurance. Jazzy does not have any insurance, and I would like to get it started because for sickness, we have a 2-week waiting period, and I do not want any of them to get sick. And then I need to see a vet before, because if anything that they have to be seen for sickness will not be covered, even if it's during the 2 weeks, will not be covered. It will be called, what do you call it? When you already have something and they don't cover it with the new insurance, like they do in people too. The pre whatever, you have. But they only go back a year. So if your dog has not been to a vet within a year to be treated for something that they have, then they'll still cover it. Like my dog has allergies. I haven't found out that she's allergic to any food or anything, but I think it's just the environment. So when allergies, she usually starts acting up during the summer. So far, she's good, but we'll have to see. All I have to do is get her a vet appointment to get an allergy shot. And the allergy shot, they said, can last from a month to a year. All dogs are different. So for her, it lasts a year because she does good throughout the winter, the fall, all that. But she went through allergy season last summer without getting her allergy shot because we were supposed to take her, but we didn't afford it, and I kept not having it because when I had Trupanion, I had to pay for it. The shot is like $100 and something, but I would have got reimbursed. But so hopefully I can get this insurance going. So if she needs it, I can get it taken care of. Plus, if you guys have seen any of my posts, I don't know if you've seen them. I'm good. You might have seen it, Shannon. I don't know. But I posted a picture of my dog that had these bumps around the side of its neck. And I'm not sure what they were. I just posted them in case anybody might know. And then I don't think I posted it in the comments. But there is something else, and I forgot about it. Under the neck here, cross here, and on top of the neck. On top of the neck, there's something that almost looks like raw skin, but I think it's something else. And underneath the neck, it looks very raw and discolored. I don't know what that could be. All right, chicken's done. Just set the timer for the rice. And the one on top of her neck back here, something in there popped and it was bleeding. And I would wipe it and clean it, but then it wouldn't keep bleeding like it's leaking down her back. No, it just, some would come up and then it would, I mean, if you left it, it would probably the blood would probably harden. But yeah, I wasn't sure if that was something that needs to be. It's been there for several weeks, and it's not getting any better. I mean, it hasn't like completely gotten worse, but because it already looks bad enough, but it hasn't gotten any better. And it's right there where her collar is. So I thought maybe it was her collar rubbing in, but I don't think it is. So what I did was I took her collar off and I just let her rest without her collar unless we have to go out somewhere and we have to put her collar on. So I'm not sure. Brownie does have allergies already, like environmental allergies. Like when she starts to get her allergies, she will start licking her paws, and her paws will turn all red. She'll have red paws, and she'll lick her paws, and I have to keep stopping her. I've got this stuff. It's a little circle can that I ordered offline from this company called, I forgot the company's name, but I got this from there too. It's called Wild Alaskan Salmon Oil. For Brownie size, I put 2 pumps. It's packed with omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. It's very good for them. I've noticed my dog's coat is very soft, much softer than it was before I started giving her this. Once a day, 2 pumps in the food. But anyways, I got the stuff. It's like a cream. Almost looks like a Vaseline cream, kind of. But I got 2 of them. One is for the skin and one is for the paws. And I would rub that on the paws because it's supposed to help clear allergies and help with stuff. So and it would help a little bit. She wouldn't lick her paws that much, but she still does. And her paws would turn so red. And the allergy shot clears it all up usually. So her allergies haven't started, but if I notice they do, I got to go get that allergy shot. It's about $100 and something. That's what I do know. So if I don't have the insurance, because I got to cancel the one I have now called Trupanion, because I didn't pay June's yet, and July, they usually take it out on the 1st, which is tomorrow. So they're probably going to try to take out double payment because I had a mess up when I went to West Virginia and I didn't have any money. When I came back, I think they took out 2 months. I think they took out May and June. Because I came back at the end of May, beginning of June. So I mean, like if she had gone to the vet in June, they wouldn't have covered anything. But if I pay them now, I probably could take that bill from back then and submit it, and they'd probably get the money now. But I never have that much money up front. Now, if it's the beginning of the month, and I've already paid my rent, but let's say the first check of the month, I usually take out half the rent, and at the end, half the rent. So I take out half the rent, like the beginning of July will be taken out for August. So let's say I take that out and I need to go pay for the vet. I'll use that to pay for it, and then when they reimburse me, I'll put that back in the rent money and just replace the 10% that I had to pay. Okay, so this, let me get down in there. This is not reading. Maybe I didn't go far enough. I don't know. But with this other insurance that I'm going to use, all you have to do is call them, and they will send you the money within 15 to 20 minutes, like I said. But you'll have to send them a copy of the bill. Like, I don't know how you do it. I'll find out. But I guess either you can either take a screenshot and send it if they have a text number or through email. So, yeah, something like that. You just wait 15 or 20 minutes. But like I said, if it's under $500, they said you might get it in 15 to 20 minutes, but if you don't, you'll definitely get it the next day. So, all right. So this is, most of these are not even at 150. They're at 130 something or 140 something. So I got to put it back in the oven. And we got about 5 minutes left on the rice. So, yeah, about 5 minutes left on the rice. Keeps feeling like I got a piece of hair on my arm, like that fell from my hair. I'm so thirsty. Now I got some tea. I've had this, but it's not cold anymore, so I'm gonna put some ice in it. But yeah, so, and you know, a couple months after I got Brownie, my oldest dog, I got the pet insurance because I know how expensive it can be. And I mean, I didn't have a dog before that. Well, I did and didn't. I had a dog one time before that. Well, my kids had a dog when they were little, but I didn't know about pet insurance. We never got it. The dog never went to the. I don't even think I got. I don't know if I got the shots for the dog. We had the dog for a while when I was living in a trailer, but then we ended up losing our trailer, so we had to get rid of the dog. But when I had my last dog named Max, I was living with my daughter in November of 2019 till February 2020. Because, me and my husband split up. Well, we got back together, but we split up. So me and my daughter got an apartment, and it ended up not working out. But anyway, point to all that is, she ended up getting 2 kittens and a dog and a puppy. Knowing we could barely afford the rent, I didn't have a job, and she went and got. I was like, girl, you are crazy. So, and I mostly, since I didn't work, I mostly took care of the kittens and the puppy. Now, the kittens, I finally taught them how to use the litter box. The dog, I was trying to teach him how to use the puppy pad. He was a small dog. Compared to my Brownie, that was a small puppy. We're thinking that he wasn't as old as they said. I don't know. But, anyways, after a while, we had him. I think my daughter got him in December or January. So it wasn't long because I left like the beginning of February. But the dog started walking like it was drunk. And I kept taking pictures a video when I saw it. And I tried to tell my daughter, and she kept saying it was nothing. And she didn't want to believe it was nothing, but I didn't have no money at all. So I was like, what are we going to do? So there was one time she took the dog with her to her friend's house, a girl she met in the apartments we were living in, and said she was taking it to the vet. And I kept waiting, and then she told me that later on when I asked her in the day, she said, we went to the vet, and the vet said it was okay, that the dog was okay. I knew she was lying because that dog was not okay. It did it more than once, and I had a lot of it on video. And I was like, my daughter's not taking care of this dog correctly, So I was so angry, and and then when I found out that when I was going to leave to go back with my husband, I asked her, could I have the dog? Now, she said no at first. She wanted to keep the dog. I didn't want her to keep it because Okay, thank you, Kate. Thank you. I'll check with them and see how much it is and what they cover and everything. All right, thank you. I begged her practically to give me the dog. I was in tears because I knew the dog was going to end up dying if I left him with her. So what I did was I said I promise when I get my taxes with my husband, because even though we were separated, we were going to do taxes one more time together anyways. I said I'll give, but now that I was going back, I was like I'll give you $200. She was like okay, so she gave me the dog. Well, took the dog. I ended up getting the dog's first set of shots, just the first set, and got sick because it couldn't get any more shots because it was so sick. It was getting sicker and sicker, and then it started to have seizures. And I took it to a PetSmart vet one day, and they kept him all day, and he just got worse and couldn't breathe. And so I had to take the dog home because they close at a certain hour. And they recommended I go to the emergency room, so I went to the and I paid like $400 something at that vet for that day. I was crying, and I tried, and they like we need $1,200, blah blah blah. I didn't have it, so after several tries, we went back home, and I was surprised the dog made it till the next morning, and the dog was slowly I didn't understand. So we went to this vet that was close by where we live now, and we went there to see what can be done, and come to find out, this vet does do payments. But when we went in the room, I was told that we're lucky the dog's still alive. They were surprised, and the dog's not going to last much longer. It's suffering, so the best thing would be to euthanize the dog. So I was like, but it was going to cost us $100 and something to euthanize it, and we even got a little plaque as a memorial. And so yeah, we had her euthanized, and we stayed in the room, and all I did was cry. And I had known this dog for not even barely 3 months, but that dog was in my heart, and I knew. I don't know if it's because my daughter didn't do something and kept putting off about what I said and what was wrong with the dog, and she didn't believe me. But she had two dogs after that. And yes, she did have to get rid of them, but she had them for more than a year. She just lost her place or something. I don't know. But anyway, she did take good care of those dogs. She could barely afford them. I don't think she should have got them either. But she took care of them. So she learned her lesson, but at the expense of a puppy dying? But it was, and he was the cutest thing, but it was what it was. And that was like February of 2020, so I didn't get Brownie till November. Yes, right after day after Thanksgiving. Because I had gotten a job doing customer service on the phone, and we ended up working from home because that's when COVID started. So we were at the office for a few months, and then so by the time I got the dog, I was a work from home, so I was able to train the dog better. So, yeah. And I've had Brownie ever since. And just 3 months ago, 3 months ago today, we got the puppy. And according to the post where I found this dog, they were born on the 30th, so that would mean she's 5 months old today. So 5 months old today. All right. Oh, and you did ask me, do we have poison? I don't know if we have poison ivy. Shannon, I don't know. First of all, I don't know what poison ivy looks like. I'd have to look it up. Second of all, we don't go like in the woods, like we walk out in the open. So I don't know if it would be out in the open, but the dog goes where I go. I go where the dog goes. So if the dog would have got poison ivy, I probably would have got it. But she hasn't been itching it. Actually, she has not. I mean, it looks kind of bad, but she has not been itching it. Plus, it's been covered by the collar. But I want to show y'all. I'm still on here, Shannon. My dear Shannon. Turn around. Say hi, Brownie. Say hi. Oh, say hi, Daddy. Say hi, Mama. She's got so big. Hi, your Brownie. But I'll show you. Put your head down. Here's the first part. It's kind of like right here. If you look in the post that I posted, oh no, that post was somewhere else. But look, see right here, it's like a scab, and it was bleeding. Not a whole lot, it was just like, kind of like pussy blood. And then if you look, hold on. See right there? Hold on, Brownie. And then there's some spots right here. Where are they? Where are they? Where are the spots? I did lost them spots. Sorry, I just lost the spots. There is a post on my timeline with the spots. Oh, but where they went? They were right here by the neck. Hold on, Brownie. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, here they are. Here they are. They're like, hold on, Brownie. Can you see them? They're like right here. See those spots? See them? Right there. That's where they're at. So if you saw that, I know Jazzy is the cutest thing. But she's hard-headed. But she's getting there. She's 5 months. I mean, we still have accidents. She peed on our bed. My husband showed me she peed on her bed. I saw that right after I got off my last live. So the things are in the machine. And we have a plastic thing on our mattress that's waterproof so it won't get on our mattress. Our sheet and comforter actually. And she does still pee on the floor on occasions, but she's like 80%, 90% almost completely trained. She knows. She goes to the door and sits in front of the door when she wants to go out. So she knows where she's supposed to go pee. Okay, so the rice is done. And it's perfectly salted. I just tasted a bite of the rice and it's perfectly salted. So I'm going to take the chicken out because I put it back in, but I did not time it for anything. So we are going to, let's turn this around. Oops, it fell off. Well, I can't get this thing. Well, heck. There's the chicken. Okay, that's the chicken. All right, YouTube. Hi there. There's the chicken. Okay. That's the chicken. Now let me. Okay, guys. I just wanted y'all to see. All right, let's check see what the temperature is on this chicken. I don't even have it in the chicken, and it's going up. The thing is going up it says 81.5. That's how much hot it be in this kitchen. That's how hot it be in this kitchen. All right, I'm just waiting for the thermometer to stop going. It read 158.4 for one chicken. Because they're all big chickens, but they're not exactly the same size. $154. So this third one I'm testing is reading 160.5. So they're all reading 150 or over. Well, what if I went straight down?
Hey. Yeah.
See if I go straight down and it reads something. So hold on, guys. Let me check. Hey guys, they are all over there fighting. I know it looks good, doesn't it, Shannon? It looks yummy to the tummy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to pick up the chicken and I'm gonna put it in at an angle. Yep, that's like 163 almost, and it was still moving but slow. So that's going good. See, I put it from the back of the chicken down into here. It reads better that way. It's reading correctly that way. Yep, it's going. Oh, it's starting to go over. Ooh. Okay, let me check this one again. Okay, 163. All right, one more. So I think they should be done. Yes, definitely they're all done. Okay. So they're all done. Okay, guys. So, oh, I forgot about a vegetable. I sure did. All right, so I'm going to get a vegetable out and I'm going to put it in the microwave And then while that's cooking, I will go ahead and plate with the chicken and the rice, and I will cut the chicken piece off and taste it for you guys and everything. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna have some corn. This is super sweet corn. We have some that are butter ready, but it's the HEB brand from our HEB store. But it's called HEB. Now, if HEB is supposed to stand for something, I don't know. I just know the store is called HEB. It's my favorite grocery store. That's our. Oops. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I forgot to look at 5 minutes. Or is it 1,000 wattage? That's why I always like to know the wattage of my microwave. So, when you look at a bag of vegetables or look at something, the vegetables are they're steamed vegetables, so you can put the whole bag in. You don't have to dump it in a bowl, put a little bit of water, and then go. No. So yeah. Chair out the way. I got a few things, not a lot, in the dishwasher that I got to empty before clean dishes in there. Okay, guys, so I'll get the plates out. So I'll have to get a container out to put the vegetables in. When I get that HEB brand, then I can just separate it from the bag onto the plates. But even if it's sweet corn, if it's not the buttered kind, then I have to put it in a container just so I can butter and salt it. Okay? Just so you guys can see me. Okay? Alrighty, so make this plate. At first, when I heard sweet and sour, I thought it was going to be like one that was chicken cut up and everything, and I was going to dump it on top of the rice, you know? But no, not like that. It's just whole pieces. Because one time I did a baked sweet and sour. I have a video on that where I baked chicken, and then I have one where I think I did it in the crock pot or in the pan. So, okay, so now we got 4 baked chickens, so 2 of them we might save. And what I'm gonna do with that is, I'm gonna put the chicken in a container, and I'm gonna dump the liquid in there, so we'll have that liquid for when we reheat the one chicken. And we should have enough rice, but if we don't, no biggie, because I can always make more rice with this leftover chicken breast. Because it don't take long. It takes about 15 minutes. Once it boils, which the rice boils fast. So once I boil the rice, it's about 15 minutes. Which I got to check on it because it was starting to stick. It didn't stick real bad, but it was starting to. So like, and usually 15 minutes is good because sometimes I have to give it a few more minutes. So, and sometimes I'll cut up my chicken and my husband's chicken just so we don't have to bring a knife out there. So I'm going to do that. My dogs are going to be buggers. My brownie is already standing right here in the kitchen with me, looking at me, wondering if I'm going to give her a piece of chicken. Crazy girl. Crazy. Look, earlier I just got in the mood of singing, we were outside and it was drizzling just a little bit. But I was like, come on, I didn't think we were going to be able to play with Brownie's ball. But we went to the little dog park they have here, and we were still able to play. And it never really did rain. It just had a little drizzle, right? And I'm up here singing, raindrops keep falling on my head. Da 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 da. Because I don't know the rest of the words. All I know is raindrops keep falling on my head. That's all I know. I know I can't sing, but I'm just saying. I was like, shoot, I don't know the rest of those words. Okay. Trying to cut everything up. That was a big chicken. Okay, let's see. I'll just do this. Oh, there's the. Just cutting up my husband's now. I don't have to, but I prefer we don't have to just take it out. Is it over yet, babe?
What? No.
Wrong. Huh?
No.
Okay. I don't get my hearing is getting worse. Shannon? Is your hearing always stayed the same? I know, right, Shannon? It's just the rain started making me think of that song, and I said, raindrops keep falling on my head. I don't really know the words to that song, and I don't really listen to that song on a constant, so why it came in my head, I don't know. I just felt some raindrops on my head, and I started singing it. Do you need to go outside, baby? Does she need to go outside, babe? I'm talking about my puppy. My puppy. I'm just cutting up big chunks because my husband can pick it up with the fork and take a bite off it. Because my arms are tired. My arms hurt when I cut chicken, and when I use the blender like this, my arm starts hurting real bad. That's how bad my constant pain is. It doing stuff like that hurts. So yeah. And I got all these X-rays, and I was looking because we have a app that you can look at your doctor's appointments and your doctor's results and stuff. And I thought it was just for my regular doctor, but I guess it's for several doctors because my pain doctor is on there too. And there was some results of the X-rays, but I couldn't understand them all. I tried to look up some of the stuff. Some of the stuff I was like, damn, don't tell me I have that or this. But I really didn't understand it too well. So, okay, guys. All right, let's see this chicken. All right. Oh, I forgot to take a picture of it. Well, I'll take a picture of the two that's left because I forgot. Well, it is good, but here's the problem. That was a marinade. You know, it had sugar, it had cornstarch, it had soy sauce, paprika, but the chicken tastes plain. My advice to you, if you decide to make this, it's sweet and sour, but it sure don't taste like sweet and sour. Season it before you put it in the marinade. Yes. But what I'm going to do, before I do it, I'm going to I'll let my dog have a piece. I will give one to the puppy too. It's good. I just got one that had more sauce on it. So if I put some sauce, I'm going to put some sauce on the chicken and the rice. So, yes, I am. I hope I didn't give ourselves too much. Too much. It looks like a lot of chicken, but the chicken breast is big. So, okay. So I'm going to get the corn out. Let me see. Where's my phone? Oh. Yeah, I'll just take a picture of the two breasts in the pan since I forgot. I was going to take one with all four, but... Okay, and then once I get the corn on my plate, I'm going to take a picture of the whole plate. And once I get the sauce on there, too. Because I'm going to put some sauce over the... Okay, let me see. Excuse me, Brownie. Trying to get a good container. Still here, guys. I'm just over here by the dishwasher. I had to get a container out. And use my scissors. Now, I don't know, guys. Shannon, you might know because you've had dogs like that. When a puppy likes to eat everything, and when I say everything, I mean any kind of food. Jazzy will eat anything. She'll eat peanut butter, bananas, watermelon, cucumbers, which watermelon, cucumbers, and a lot of fruits are good for the dog. They give them the vitamins that we need as well. So it's good for us and dogs to eat cucumbers and watermelon and stuff. So I don't mind giving that to her, but she'll eat everything. Brownie, nothing. She won't eat cucumbers, watermelon, nothing. Here, you want to taste it? I gave one to Brown Brown. There you go. I gave one. She anything. If it's spicy, she'll take it. I don't feed her spicy stuff, but she'll take anything. So I'm wondering if that's just a puppy thing, because Brownie, well, we didn't give her everything. Like I didn't give her cucumbers and watermelon. I never tried that, but she would eat peanut butter and bananas and stuff like that. And as she got older, she stopped eating. She won't eat peanut. Like if I give her a spoonful of peanut butter, Brownie won't eat it. She won't eat bananas. She won't eat cucumbers. She won't eat watermelon. She won't eat nothing. Oh, she'll want to eat this chicken, or she'll want to eat the rice, or she'll want to eat, like if we have hamburger helper, she'll want a bite of that. If we have some kind of pasta, she'll want some of that. I brought home a piece of cake one time. You know, in the store when they sell those single slices, I just wanted to see if she would like it, and I gave her a bite of the cake, and she tore it up and she baked for more. But that's it. And I'm like, okay. She don't want to eat nothing that's kind of healthy, but she wants to sit there and eat all that crap. I was like, Brownie, did she go that quick?
Mm-hmm.
Can you bring her bowl back in? But do you walk around a little bit with her before you bring her back in? You couldn't have, because that was too quick.
It's still sprinkling outside.
Is it?
She didn't want to be out there.
Okay, is it coming down a little harder than it was when we were out there? You better get down. Oh no, she jumped up there. She's trying to steal the chicken off the plate. She probably could if she tried hard. You know what, Jazzy? Look at her. Well, there's Brownie. What are you doing? I swear. See, guys? There's her head. Get down. You're trying to steal my chicken. She's trying to steal my chicken, Shannon and Kate, if you're still here. Oh, she's trying to steal my chicken. All right, that's good. So, dish out corn. You better get away. Better come take her, babe. She's trying to steal my chicken. Okay. So, there you go. See if you can see it. See? See? The rice, the corn, the chicken. Okay? And here you go, YouTube. Here's my plate. Corn, rice, chicken. Now I'm going to take a picture of the plate itself. That out the way. Okay. So that's done. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, guys. I'm going to sit down and relax and eat because my body is really starting to hurt. Well, it's not just starting to hurt. It's been hurting. But it's starting to hurt more, so I need to go sit down. Like bending over here, it's hurting. So, and this is what this pain is. So, but I'm glad that I'm starting to see the doctor, and I did all the x-rays, and I go back on the 14th so he can explain all them x-rays to me. My husband had one of his near his elbow and his wrist because his elbow up here was hurting on one hand. But the doctor hasn't called him to read out, and they had the x-rays because we looked on the app thing and they had the reading of it, but I quite didn't understand it. It didn't look like it showed anything, but it hurts him when he lifts something up, like even a cup that has a drink in it, and only on one arm. So we got to probably make an appointment and see what's going on. Or I sent this. You can send messages to doctors, so I sent a message to his doctor. So we'll have to see. But oh yeah, I forgot. Let me get. I'm gonna take this spoon. This is the matching one to the ones I have in the vegetables, and guys, I want to put a little bit of this. That's what you're supposed to do. Put a little bit more of this sweet and sour sauce over the chicken so you can get that flavoring. That's probably why it was so plain. Yeah. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit on my rice. Not that much because I don't want too much. Just a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take another picture of my plate, and I probably will post the one that has the sauce on it because I forgot. So, let's just do this. Get down! Get down! Jazzy! So, sorry if it looks like too much. I always do that. But I did put the sweet and sour sauce on there, so it might be kind of plain, but it was better with the sauce. So. All right, guys. So let me take one more bite for you guys with the sauce on it. Yeah. It tastes like that sweet and sour sauce. Yes, it does. Not like all the ones, like the one in the store, it doesn't taste like that one, but it's good. You can still season it if you want. But if you put the sauce on it, you really might not have to. Yeah, it probably could use a little bit of seasoning. But anyways, let me get off of here. And I appreciate each one of y'all coming on. Kate, Shannon. And I hope I didn't miss anybody else. Doesn't it, Shannon? Right. I'm gonna have a. I found this group. It's called Angel something. They You can go in there and post stuff and ask for help. I already did, but I put my Cash App. But they don't do it that way. They were all, and one person tried to say, it kind of looks like a stuffed animal, because when I posted the first picture, it was just up close in it. And then another guy said, it doesn't look like a stuffed animal, but something's fishy. I was like, would you like a picture of my full dog? And then I posted the other two pictures around the other sides of the neck. I was like, golly, guys. But what I'm going to do is, since I have Petco Vital, and I don't even, and I take my dog to Petco, take her there. I don't have to pay the fee to see the vet because I have Petco Vital. I just have to pay the Petco Vital because I'm behind, but that's just $20. And then see if I can get an estimate of what it's going to cost, and then I can post that in the group with the vet's name and phone number, and they will donate directly to the vet. So yeah, they'll donate directly to the vet. So I'll probably do it that way, because right now I don't have any insurance, and they're probably going to try tomorrow to take out 2 months worth of Brownies insurance. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow, and I'm just gonna cancel it and try to get the other one started. The one that I can call them, they'll send me the money within 20 minutes. Yeah. But anyways, I appreciate y'all coming on, Shannon and Kate. And I appreciate anybody else who will come in and watch the replay later on. I appreciate you too. And just remember, if anybody ever donates to Cash App, it's my husband's Cash App, and it's always going to go towards food or anything I need to do to make my lives better. Because food is part of my content creation, being I cook live, okay? Because on the next pay, which is July 4th, well, we'll get it July 2nd, this Wednesday, I may not be able to buy any groceries for cooking, because I'm going to try to pay off all my afterpay 4 payments, and then we'll see what I can do on the 18th then, okay? So if you heard what I was saying in my other live the other night, last week, so yeah. But, and then now y'all stay positive, do your thing, and don't give up, and just do what you got to do and take it day by day. And I love you guys, and I want y'all to stay cool and have a good rest of your evening and a good night's sleep. I love you guys, YouTube and Facebook, and I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye, YouTube.